Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Joseph here for a Tuesday evening video. Right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and hit that fucking subscribe button down there in the basement. Otherwise known as the description box below on this channel and my other channels also down there in the basement. And as always, don't forget to friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're real. If you're not, you need to get stuffed like a turkey, if you know what I mean. But in any case, if you're not real, get the fuck off my fucking social media accounts because you're gonna get blocked. If you don't like that, well, fuck you, man. That's pretty much it. And don't forget to share the video all over the internet and hit that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn video. And if you do, well, you're pretty much SOL. Like a Thanksgiving turkey. Because you're pretty much shit out of luck. And you know what that means. That's it. So like, share, subscribe, hit the bell to get more. Leave a comment if you wish. You don't have to, but if you do, you know, good. I think it's a troll, but it's a, a comment anyway, but it was actually respectful. So, got a nice comment, a couple comments yesterday on my AEW Rampage and Collision review. Liked the video and everything. I thought it was the music, but, I got copyrighted, but it's okay. It wasn't a strike, but, it got taken away, so it's fine. It got fine. It was fine. But certain music I can't really play, which sucks. But I don't care, because there's a copyright claim and not a copyright strike, so I don't lose anything. So, I'm good. That's pretty much it. But thank you to the person that commented on my video yesterday. We had a nice little discussion about certain things. Not pertaining to the video, per se, but, I aim to please, he's like, oh, I like somebody that talks about the show and everything, when I watch it, So I went back and said, well, I'm giving my opinion of the show that I'm watching and what my opinion is when I watch it. So that's what I do here. And I give, a little analysis and, it's like, I like your jokes. I'm like, yeah, okay. My jokes are, some are funny, some are not, when I talk to, the great people from beyond and everything. It's always a good time, I try to be as, funny as I can. I can't please everybody, but, it's what I do. If you like it, great. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell if you're new here, and welcome to the party, pal. I hope you enjoy the ride. If not, you can hop off and jump on somebody else's boring as fuck channel. But it is what it is. My channel's not boring. I actually get views. Real views, by the way. Not clout views. I don't need clout on my channel. When I do a rant, I don't get all those views because I'm getting clout. I don't need clout. Just because people watch my shit. And no, I don't like my videos 2,000 times or whatever, watch my videos 2,000 times or like my video 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times. You can't prove it. Oh, because you have 8 channels. That don't mean I like my own video, dumbass. So, and if I did, who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? So, keep your recession going, dumbass. So you want a proof? There's your proof. Doesn't matter if I do or I don't. I still get more actual views than you. We don't get comments. I don't give a shit if I get one comment, I get 1,000 comments. If I get 1,000 comments, I did my job. I get 1 comment, 2 comments, don't matter. I don't give a shit. Am I gonna complain? No. Am I gonna complain about how many views I get? No. Am I gonna complain about how many subs I have? No. I mean, if I get like 500 views on a video, that's good. Makes me happy. Because I did my job. People are watching my my show and everything. You know, if the main channel got up to 2,000 subs, am I gonna cry about it? No, I'm gonna be happy. I'm like, oh, doing my job. I'm gonna keep going. Try for 2,500. Try for 5,000. You know, I'm kind of stuck around the 1,250 mark, but I don't give a shit. I don't care I'm not monetized. I don't care that I don't go do live shows anymore. I don't feel like doing live shows anymore. I miss it, but I don't feel like doing it. I do want to interact with my fans, but, you know. And if it's because of the asshole trolls, like, just can't leave people alone, let them do their live shows, and not have to worry about other things happening during that live show to ruin everything. Because it doesn't ruin everything, it just makes you people look like assholes. Then I'll go back to doing live shows in the future, but not at the moment. I mean, maybe in the future we'll see, but I don't. Right now, I'm fine with the way I'm doing the videos. So. And if you like it, great. You know, fuck off and get out of here, because you will be blocked. And if you want to call me a pussy for doing that, well, I get more pussy than you. And that's a fact. And you can't prove that either. But I digress on that. But anyway, I try to aim to please, but to the people that do comment, the actual real people, some you might have to look at it a while. I mean, when you can try to gas your head up, like, great video, then you find out they have like 5 subs. I'm like, it might be a troll, might not be, but, I mean, I'll allow it, but I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that as we move on. But if you're going to be an asshole and say a bunch of shit, then I'm just going to block you. Simple as that. I have the comments on hidden, some of the comments on hidden anyway, because I don't need to have, I don't need to have those kind of comments on my channel. Got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, as a lot of people have said to me once back before. But I don't leave. I mean, if I'm watching Joe Cronin's video, and then I comment on his video, great video, Joe! He's gonna block me for that? Probably not. I got no problem with Joe. But it is what it is. So if you want to leave a comment, great. But if you're an asshole troll and then has no fucking life and can't get over me so much because you love how I dictate and how my dictates, that's all you're gonna be for the rest of your life. It's just basically a Peter Gilmore dick sucker. Not like your mom and grandma and your girlfriends would be sucking my dick, but, I mean, come on. I got so much to give. I can't give any to you dumbass virgins out there. Because there's a lot. But it is what it is. We move on. I'm not going to talk any more about that shit. Alright, everybody. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for NXT, coming up in about 43 minutes. So it should be a good show. Chase, you taking on the family of... Hey, Paisan, what are you doing over there, Paisan? Hey, you, hey. Oh, okay, you cooking? Come here, cousin, come here. Cousin. Hey, my cousin, my legit cousin, Tony D'Angelo, making some chicken parmesan for me for $2. Along with his good buddy, Channing Lorenzo Stacks. That's going to be a pretty good match for the tag team belts tonight. And that little investigation going on with Mr. Chase. What is it? What was in that envelope? Don't know. I think he's been sleeping with one of his students, JC Kane. Or he got caught with his hands in the cookie jar. Per se, but we'll see. We got that. We also got the next entrance in the Iron Survivor tournament. Well, not the tournament, the match. Qualifying matches, I should say. We got Trick Williams taking on, who's he taking on? I think, Joe Coffey of Gallus. Guess who wins that? I think we know Trick is gonna whoop that Trick. What? No. And then in the women's side, we got Roxanne Perez taking on Lash Legend. Get done. Should be interesting to see who wins that. I think Roxy's gonna win it. I mean, Tiffany Stratton won last week, so I would figure Roxy will win this week. But yeah, you never know. You never know. Because you know Lash Legend will have the rest of Metaphor at ringside, so you know the vivacious, hot Jakarta Jackson, respectfully, will be at ringside. Maybe Ora Menza and the Heritage Champion Noam Dar. They'll probably be there at ringside, and Roxy's got a hill to climb. But we'll have to see what happens with that. And all those two matches were made by the lovely Hall of Famer Lita. So next week, I believe it's gonna be I know JBL's doing it one, and I think Jerry the King Lawler's doing another one. Yeah, pretty much. I think we got I got 2 more weeks left after this week, so I think it's a 4 or 5 person match for the Iron Survivor men and women's match, and the winner gets a title shot if they win. Most pinfalls in 25 minutes. And it goes pretty quick, by the way. So let's see what happens with that. Last year we saw, who won it last year? I think Tiffany won it last year. I think Tiffany won it last year. Could be wrong. I think the men was Grayson Waller, I believe. So that's gonna be actually pretty good matches. The first 2 matches actually announced for a deadline. Then we got the world title match, which will probably be Dragunov and Baron Storm and Corbin. Got that coming up. I think we're gonna see Wesley and Dominic Guerrero for the North American title. And you know there's gonna be a title change most likely, unless Mommy Rhea Ripley comes and messes everything up. Probably have that. The women's title will be on the line, most likely. Xia Li and Layla Valkyria, the lassie from Ireland. That should be interesting. We'll see what happens with that. And maybe there'll be a tag title match. I think all the titles will be on the line at deadline. So probably 5 matches on the card, but we'll see what happens with that. And that's it for NXT for the rest of the year until New Year's Evil. Coming your way, January 2024. They announced Stand and Deliver. Well, excuse me. Will be April the 6th, the same day as WrestleMania 40 Night 1. So Stand and Deliver will probably be at around 1 o'clock from Philly, from I don't know what arena, but probably the arena where SmackDown, the Hall of Fame is going to be, and Monday Night Raw on April the 8th. So, the Raw after Mania, which is probably one of the most epic shows ever. I mean, not the last few years haven't been that great, but the last, pretty good. And you start talking about who's coming up, who's debuting, who's returning, this and that. Then maybe you talk about the draft, and then the spring cleaning, when you get rid of all the shit that doesn't need to be there. So, we're going to be talking about that in like a couple of months from now, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so, should have a good show tonight for NXT, and then later on tonight, hopefully I will be doing my NXT review over on the Peter Joseph channel. So we got that. Alright. I meant to do this video last night, but I fell asleep. Apologize, I had a long day, so it wasn't a fun day anyway. Today wasn't as great, but still, I got through it, did my work, did my errands, and then that's it. And then worry about later tonight watching NXT and having a sensible dinner, and then sleeping. Well, not sleeping, probably just laying out after NXT. Have dinner, maybe watch a movie, maybe watch some comedy. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then, that'll be it. And, hopefully later on I can do my video and then, pretty much have a clean slate on on Wednesday, I got a couple things I gotta do, besides work, of course. I'm gonna run a couple more errands tomorrow, and then, pretty much got Wednesday wide open like Remy Sky's legs. And then, pretty much the rest of the week, got to myself. This coming weekend, I got a concert. So, I'm not going to be watching Full Gear live. Maybe it's not going to be, the place I'm going at, it's not going to, it's going to be in a, like a dinky bar, so. Might have the pay-per-view on. I might watch some of it if it's on. If not, I'm going to watch the replay. And then I'll try to do it the same night. I doubt it. So probably this Sunday, early Sunday, because the Niners game's at 4 p.m. this week, because they're playing in Santa Clara against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers in Santa Clara, 4 o'clock. Hopefully on Fox again. And by the way, Fox, if you do what you did on Sunday again to the Niners, I am going to be pissed. Niners are up 34-3. Oh, well, let's go to the Browns and the Ravens game because it's closer. Why? Why did you go to regional coverage? Couldn't finish the fucking Niner game? Come on now. God forbid the Niners are blowing out Tampa Bay on Sunday. They're going to do that again. I don't want to see another fucking boring game that's like blowing out another game. Come on. Show the entire fucking game. It is what it is. So, the Niners got like 3 games in a span of a week, which is crazy. We got the Buccaneers this week. And then next week is Thanksgiving, and they got that's week 12, by the way. They got the Seacocks on Thursday Night Football, Thanksgiving Night Football, probably on Channel 4, I believe. Hopefully, if it's not on TV, I'm gonna be pissed. Damn, Thanksgiving dinner. I gotta watch I'm watching It's a Wonderful Life or whatever it's gonna be on. I can't watch the Niner game. Because it's on Amazon Prime or wherever it's going to be on, the NFL Network, and I don't have, where I'm going doesn't have it. When I go to my parents' house or wherever I go for Thanksgiving dinner, they don't have the channel. I'm like, where am I supposed to watch it? Just watch the YouTube channel, I guess. I don't know. But I think it's going to be on Channel 4, because the main games, the first 2 games, are going to be on Fox and CBS, so I assume that the Thursday night game will be on Channel 4, but then again, who knows? So they got that game, and then Week 13, that's going to be the big one. Freaking in Philly against the pedophile Eagles, and then Week 14, they play at home against the Seacocks again, and then Week 15, they got the Arizona Cardinals, and then after that, they got the Ravens at home, and then they got Washington in Washington. Then the final game of the year for them is at home against the Rams. So basically the next 7 games, tough, but I think the Niners will beat Tampa Bay this week. They're tough, but I think, I said that about the Jaguars, but I thought that was going to be a tough game, and they blew them out 34-3. But now they come home, take on Tampa Bay, which is not a pushover, but I think they can win that game. Then the hard stuff comes, 2 against Seattle, and then you got the Ravens, which, at home, on Christmas. That might be a tough game with Lamar Jackson, but the Ravens always, near the end. So that could be a win. Washington, tough in Washington, possible win. The Eagles, I'm hoping for a win in Philly, but the referees will give all the calls to Philly, and then they'll try to hurt Brock Purdy again, like they did last year in the NFC title game. I think if the Niners can stay healthy and they can go 4-3. I'd like them to go 6-1, but I think realistically probably be 4-3, maybe 5-2. I think they'll win the division, and then we'll see what seed they get. But the Lions got a freaking easy schedule, so they'll probably be the number 2 seed, which sucks. So maybe the Niners get a 3, maybe a 4 seed, so they get the home game for the first round, the wild card round, the playoffs. And then I'm hoping the Eagles will probably get home field throughout. So in the divisional round, I hope they get upset and they lose. So all roads won't have to go to Philly again, like last year. And then the Niners win, they get another home game in the division round, or the NFC, not the NFC title game, but unless the Eagles lose. And then maybe the higher seeds lose, like the Lions lose, and then the Niners just breeze through to the NFC title game in Santa Clara, and they win, go to the Super Bowl, which will probably be a home game anyway. I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that, but Niners got a pretty damn hard schedule, but they're 6-3 right now. They are still tied for the NFC West, but they still have the better division record, and they got big division games coming up. Two against the Seahawks, one against Arizona, and one at the end of the year against the Rams. That's at home. So if they can go 3-1, and the Seahawks can go 2-2, Niners will get the division and the higher seed to get the home game. But if not, probably be looking at a tough road ahead. They'll be on the road for probably the first round, maybe the second round, maybe the entire playoffs, but we'll see. We'll see. It's only week freaking 11, dude! Got a few weeks to go before we actually talk about playoffs. And if the Niners are going to get there yet, but take it one game at a time. One game. One game at a time. But if you're the Jets if you're the Giants, you ain't seeing anything. The only thing you're going to see is the golf course. And possibly a number 1 pick in the draft. Because you got the number 2 pick right now. And the Giants play the number one team that gets the first pick, and that's the Carolina Panthers at home this Sunday. Forgot who the Jets play. I think the Jets got a 4 o'clock game. I'm not going to watch that. Because I'm probably watching the Niners. But I mean, we'll see what happens with that. Tough loss for the Jets this past Sunday. They had the game. Looked like they were about to beat the Raiders, and then Zach Wilson just does what Zach Wilson does. Turns into Jimmy G. Those stupid passes. Just had the chance to win. Not once, but twice, and they fucked that up. What are you gonna do? Let's see what happens with the Giants and the Jets this weekend. My Niners on Sunday. Week 11 in the NFL. The league where they play for pay. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to NXT tonight, it is time for your late and out-of-date Monday night review for November the 13th, 2023. We are emanating from the Capital One Arena in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. And no, Batista was not on the show. He is from Washington, D.C., but he was not on the show. Alright, so we are 1 week away from Survivor Series War Games from Chicago, Illinois. That's going to be an interesting week because AEW has their Thanksgiving Eve Dynamite show at the Wintrust Arena in Chicago. And then they go to Pittsburgh on Saturday for Collision. Goes head to head with Survivor Series. It means nobody's gonna watch Collision. Nobody's gonna watch Collision this week because they're going head to head with SmackDown. SmackDown's gonna annihilate them in the ratings, but you knew that already. But then again, Tony Khan can pull something out of his ass besides cocaine, but we move on with that. So we'll see what happens with that the rest of the way. Dynamite tomorrow should be a pretty good show from Ontario, California. We got that 8-man tag team match with Jericho's team, Jericho, Kenny, Ibushi, and the Big Slow, taking on Brian Cage and the rest of the Don Callis family, Will Hobbs, Kyle Fletcher, and Takeshita. So we got all that, and much more on Dynamite, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. Let's get into Raw, and wasn't a great show for a go-home show, but we had Mitchell Cole and bad news, Wade Bennett. I'm afraid I got some bad news for you. Yeah, this show stunk. That's what. I mean, people thought it was good. I thought it was not so good, Al, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, so we start off Monday Night Raw, with a recap of the setup for War Games with Team Cody versus Team Judgment Day, and the announcement made by Adam Pearce of War Games! So we got that. Alright, so after the opening boring as fuck theme, we start off with, I don't know why we start with this guy almost all the time. We started with Cody Rhodes. Yeah, Cody! MDKLA Cody! You bitch! Adrenaline in my soul! Cody Rhodes with a boring as fuck promo! Why the fans come out to see this bomb? No! Okay. I'm not gonna sing the entire song, you can just listen to it for yourselves on my Peter Joseph channel. The remix. The remix to the remix to the remix. Anyway, we get that. So Cody comes out to bore us for like 5-10 minutes. He's like, so, Washington, D.C., what do you want to talk about? How about nothing? We don't want to talk. We don't want to hear you talk in your monotonous missionary position voice. Every single week, the same fucking thing. But anyway, Cody wants to talk about getting the tag team titles back with his partner, Jey Uso, as they take on the law firm of Finn and Priest for the Undisputed Tag Team belts. But he wants to introduce his team for War Games, the match beyond. He looked up to Dusty Rhodes, baby. I've been to that match, baby. Big baby. At Survivor Series. So he brings out the rest of his team, like I said, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Seth freaking Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion. So they all come out. Seth does not like Cody one bit. Just stares him down, and Sami's like, tries to play peacekeeper, like, oh, come on, guys, we gotta do a promo. Can we stop? Stop that! Stop! So anyway, Cody greets all of them, but brings up some past issues with Seth. And then the Judgment Day come out. We have Fiend Balor, Bobby Priest in the bank, Damian Priest, JD McFlurry, McStupido, and Dominic Galero, S.A., the North American Champion, without Mommy. So they come out, they start talking shit, they get on the apron, they basically say Jey Uso can never win anything on his own, call Sami a loser, and then Dominic tries to bring up Jay's time with the Bloodline, but he's getting booed out the building. Sami says the truth is nobody likes you, Dominic. Hey, I like him. You know who else likes him? His father. Right, Eddie? Or it's like I love my son. He is just like me. Lie, cheat, and steal like me, Beto. I don't know why anybody doesn't like him. They loved me. But they did. I just don't understand why they don't like Dom. Well, he's not a gringo. I don't know. He's my son. He's the fruit of my loins, I say. Okay. I don't know why anybody cannot like Dom. I don't know. And Zelina Vega, you savage. You're a savage, Zelina Vega. You are a savage. I just want to put that out there. Anyway. So Sami asks how the team got out here without Mommy. You know, it's like, I thought she's the leader. Cody, like, makes fun of that. And then Damien's like, I'm the leader. And everyone's like, what? Since when? So Rollins like, well, I'm dressed to compete. Sam is dressed to compete. JD and Dom are dressed to compete. How about we have a tag team match right now? So it was like, nah, we're not gonna do it. And then Damien's like, as leader of the Judgment Day, we accept. And everybody's like, what? So we get that. So, Damien is not the, not the most liked guy in Judgment Day right now. Because everybody thought Mommy was the leader. And Mommy was out, and everybody's like, what? Well, actually, she comes out after, but anyway. So we get that. So I gave that 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Move on. Alright, then we go to Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn taking on JD McStupido and Dom. Wasn't a great match. It ends with a DQ after Seth Rollins comes in for the hot tag with a couple of, stereo suicide dives. One knocked JD McStupido over the announce table. Did not hit Michael Cole. Damn. Get that. The pedigree gets blocked. Rollins goes for a super kick and a buckle bomb on Dom. Goes for the stomp, and then Poppy Priest and Finn Balor come out from the crowd and cause a distraction, which leads to a DQ finish. Obviously, we all knew that was going to happen. So that sucked. So, anyway, so Seth and Sami get the win via disqualification in over 10.5 minutes. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, more fighting begins, and Adam Pearce and company have to come down. Petey Williams comes down, and then freaking Jason Jordan, of all people, forcefully pulls out Poppy Priest. And I thought you had a broken freaking neck, liar. So anyway, all the referees and 6,000 security guards come out to stop the madness, and eventually they do. Adam Pearce comes down and says, enough! Enough! It's like, that's it. That's it. We're going to have an undisputed title match, and everybody else that was in the match that just happened is banned from the arena. Even you, Mommy, Rhea Ripley. And Rhea Ripley's like, what did I do? She's like, she goes off on Priest. As we go to break, we come back. She's still going off on Adam Pearce. Not Priest, I said Adam Pearce. Who says, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Nice. Nice going with the win reference, jerk. Anyway. Or Driving Miss Daisy, or whatever that. Anyway. So, Rhea tries to keep going, and Adam Pearce's like, hey, you keep talking, you're gonna get banned. And then Zoe Stark comes out, talks about how many things Rhea has to worry about, but, winning her title. But Rhea talks about her success and how Zoe's success and how she can handle everything. And then talks about her success and says, just remember, Mommy is always on top. Dominic Mysterio and Buddy Murphy can attest to that. Wouldn't mind that either, but I digress. Anyway, so she's like, I can handle myself. I'm always on top. So Dom, and he's like, I can handle Dom. I bet you could. And so I don't care about the fans because my name is Rhea Bloody Ripley. Goes down the mic. Fuck you. And then Zoe's like, well, I'm going to challenge you to a women's title match at the Survivor Series. Let's see how you do there. Obviously, we know who wins. Obviously, Rhea Ripley will retain over Zoe Stark, continue to run roughshod on the women's division on Raw. And then I think, we're going to be getting close to either Becky versus Rhea at the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. Or, I think at WrestleMania, I still think we're going to get Jade Cargill versus Mommy Rhea Ripley, and Jade's going to whip her ass and become the new Women's World Champion. That quick. She hasn't even had her first match yet, which will probably be at the Royal Rumble, in the Royal Rumble match, unless it's sooner. People saying she's gonna be at Survivor Series. Duh. You know who won't be there? CM Punk. If he is, I really don't care. I don't care. If he comes back to WWE, I don't give a fuck. But when he's not there, I'm gonna laugh, and every one of you marks faces that thought he was coming back. Because if he doesn't come back to WWE, he's not coming. I doubt he's the devil. And the only place he can go is Japan or TNA. Even though they'll give him really low money, because they can't pay for him. Like, they can't give him like $10 million a year. The only place you can get that is, you want $10 million a year? Yeah, go back to Tony Khan and mend your fences, and then, or pull out the biggest swerve in the world, or go back to Vince. Oh, back to Vince. Sorry, go back to Hunter and Stephanie, kiss their asses, and then basically take a verbal ass raping from Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Nobody wants you in WWE, Phil. Stay away, please. Stay away. Go do your boring as fuck UFC commentary. I'm just saying. So we got all that. So Zoe Stark versus Mommy Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship at Survivor Series was made. And we'll see what happens with all that. So I get the post segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Then we go to Shinsuke Nakamura. My good friend Shinsuke. And yours too. Might be your friend, but my friend too. The man from Japan. So he cuts another Japanese-style promo with the subtitles. This time, he's kind of tired of someone having so much handed to him, and now he is willing to wait on someone, whoever that might be. Everybody thinks it's Punk. Nope. I think it's Walter. I really think it's Walter, or maybe it's Randy Orton. Who knows? But it's not Punk. I know there's references there, but it's not Punk. I don't care how WWE wants to fool us with, best in the world, the stars, the stars that Punk had on his trunks a couple of times. Shinsuke using the GTS, which wasn't even his move, it was Kenta's move. So you can throw out all the fucking teases you want. Even Michael Cole teasing Cody, Cody saying that, he used to have many memories in this arena, and kind of, he snubbed AEW. They snubbed Nikki Bella, too. Who gives a fuck about Nikki Bella? Oh, I'm sorry, Nikki Garcia. Part of the Bella sluts. Now it's the Garcia sluts. Because that's what they are. And if you don't like it, too bad. So we get that. So we'll see what Shinsuke's talking about. And Michael Cole's kind of bringing up, like, who is he talking about? Wade Barrett's like, I don't know. Probably talking about you, Cole. Maybe. Well, we get that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we head to the back, where we see Seth and Sammy talking about what happened, the aftermath of their tag team match with Dom Dom and JD McStupido. And then they run into Cody, and Cody's like, hey, can I have a minute with Seth? So he's like, you guys cool? You guys cool? Can I go now? Okay, I'm going. So Sammy leaves, and basically, Cody's like, Seth, we may not like each other, but for one night at War Games, I need you to be my partner. You can hate me the other 364 days, but I need you for one night. I bet. Anyway, so Seth's like, I may not like you, I may not ever like you, but if you need me for one night at War Games, I promise you I will give you my best at War Games. And then you see Ivar in the back just like, anybody notice that botch? Ivar just like, the camera panned around and you see Ivar like looking like, ooh, like, oh shit, and then like a stagehand is like, get out of here! No wonder he lost to The Miz. Oops. That's a blooper. And probably Hunter and like 6,000 other people like yelling at Ivar, what are you doing? So that was that. So we'll see what happens with that. So Seth's willing to team with Cody And we'll see what happens with that. I still think JD McStupido is going to take the pin for for their team. So I really think that once a certain guy named Randy Orton gets announced, it was teased after Raw. After Raw went off the air, Cody did his, did a promo teasing the Viper and everything. Or a good friend, and we all know it's Randy Orton. Which will probably be announced this Friday on SmackDown. Or maybe next week, who knows. But I think Randy is going to hit like a super RKO, or he's going to hit an RKO maybe through a table, punt kick, I don't know. But he's probably going to knock JD McStupido the fuck out. And then Team Cody's going to get the win. And then I assume that, Randy's going to stay on Raw, go after the world title. Because he don't want to go against Roman. Unless he wins the Royal Rumble, which he could. So maybe Roman faces Randy at WrestleMania. Which could be good, but I think we all know the outcome. It's going to be Roman still your undefeated champion. 1,200 days and beyond. I'm getting to that point. We're getting near 1,200, really. About another month and a half to go. We're about going to hit 1,200. But we'll see what happens with Roman, because he's not going to defend the belt until Royal Rumble anyway. Against who? Maybe Randy Orton. Maybe somebody else. Maybe AJ Styles. I don't know. We'll have to see what's down the pipe. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave Seth and Cody 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, speaking of Shinsuke Nakamura, he's in our next match against Otis of the Alpha Academy, who come out with Chad Gable, oh, thank you, and the beautiful Maxine Dupree, respectfully. And the other, great man that he is, Akira Tozawa, Jack Former's favorite person in the whole wide world. Alright, so he takes on Shinsuke, comes out like lightning, whatever. Back and forth match, they went to the outside a couple times, got a big clothesline drop Shinsuke, and then Otis hits the Caterpillar for a near fall. Excuse me, and then Shinsuke tries for the King Sasha, it gets counted into the World's Strongest Slam for another near fall. And then Shinsuke gets up, so striking away at the big tree that's in front of him, hits a middle rope mini Kinshasa, or knee strike, which kind of stuns the big man. Then Shinsuke hits not one, but two Kinshasa. 1, 2, 3, he beats the big fat man, Otis, in just under 9 minutes. Match was like this, Al. It was meh, so I gave it a meh 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's that. And then after the match, Shinsuke glares and stares at Chad Gable. So that's probably your match for next week. I think, Shinsuke's going to go through all of freaking Alpha Academy. He already beat Tozawa. He beat Otis. Now he's going to have to fight Chad Gable probably next week. And see what happens. But I still like the way that Shinsuke is being presented. The promos are great with, the Japanese-style promos. Good and everything. He's winning matches he should be winning. I just wish, they would have gave him the world title. But just another person from Japan that gets, besides Asuka, Io, and Kairi. I just don't understand. They gave him the NXT title not once but twice, and he was a god in NXT. But he went to the main roster, and all he really did was mediocre Intercontinental title reign. And a pretty good reign as tag team champion with Cesaro, Claudio. I thought that was good. Then he wins the IC belt back. I think he won the US title somewhere in that few years span. But he was like up, down, up, down. Should have won the title from AJ at WrestleMania. Back in 2016, I believe. 16, 17, whatever it was. Asuka should have kept her streak if she didn't lose to that horse-faced bitch, Charlotte. But at least she got world, tag team title. She got the the SmackDown and Raw Women's Championship. Now she's in Damage Control, soon to be the Black Lotus Triad, after they kick Bayley and Dakota Kai out at a Survivor Series. That's gonna make me really happy. And that's pretty much it. But as far as Shinsuke goes, he really needs to get back in that title picture, whether it be with Walter or possibly going back for the world title and actually winning it. I just think, Hunter, I don't know if it's Hunter or it's Nick Khan or it's the higher-ups. They just can't pull the trigger on Shinsuke winning the world title. It makes me mad. Where will you get all that? Let me move on. Alright, then we get a video on War Games and then the rules, like we didn't know that. Alright, then we go to the back. Seth Rollins runs into Drew McIntyre, who talks about their match at Crown Jewel, blah, 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 say, you're the better man, you won, blah, blah, blah. Then he shakes Seth's hand. Seth actually shakes his hand. I'm like, ooh, interesting. And then Rollins basically limps off and out. That was it. Didn't really think anything of that. But we got that. And then after that, we got a video on Rainbow Bright, Tegan Nox returning from injury, and her career taking off on the main roster. I don't really care. Murky, why did we see that? You idiot, we don't like Rainbow Bright. Murky. Do it for Murky Dismal. Anyway, we move on. Speaking of Tegan Nox, she takes on Doudrop, Piper Niven with Chelsea Green at ringside and Natalya. Really didn't care for this match. Piper misses a sit-down splash, and then Tegan Nox wins with a crucifix pin in just under 5 minutes. She did hit the shiniest wizard, but I guess that didn't work. I don't know what happened there. I don't give a shit. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. After that, we're going to look at The Miz becoming number 1 contender to Walter's Intercontinental title, but then gets destroyed by Ivar in that weird finish last week with Bronson Reed and Ivar, and just the whole thing was a mess. Look at that. So then we go to the back, I think with, I think it was Jackie Redmond. I don't think it was Kathy Kelly. I get mixed up. But anyway, Miz is in the back, starts mocking Walter's, accent. Oh, get to the chopper! Nice, Arnold impression. Anyway. But then Ivar and Valhalla, Sarah Logan come in. Bronson Reed comes in. They all threaten violence on each other. Miz is like, I'm out of here. And then Ivar and Bronson go at it. They're going to have a match next week. And then, that's pretty much it. We move on. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, after that, we go to the Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa, along with Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. He takes on Ludwig Kaiser. Marcel Barthel with Fabian Aichner at ringside. Wasn't anything to write home about. Fabian Aichner gets kicked out by the referee. Not that stopped him, because he comes right back to jump Gargano from behind. That distraction let Marcel Barthel grab a fruit roll-up with a handful of underwear. 1, 2, 3 in exactly 10 minutes. Ludwig Kaiser gets the win over Ciampa. And I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. And then it looks like Ludwig's like, yeah, thank you, you did something right. For a change. We'll move on. Alright, after that we go to Judgment Day's locker room. They're all talking, and then Poppy Priest comes in, apologizes for the whole I'm the leader of Judgment Day comment. Blah, 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 blah. But then Mommy Rhea Ripley appoints him as the captain of the War Games team. And then he basically gets a bag with a jacket in it. And then later on, he goes up to JD McStupido and says, hey, thank you for taking one for the team. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't even notice that, but here's your jacket. You're on the team. You're a full-fledged member of the Judgment Day. I'm like, oh, great. Nobody cares about JD McStupido. So we get all that, and I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to Xia Li, who's been knocking people the fuck out with that superior kick of hers. She takes on Indy Hartwell with Candice LeRae, who got knocked out last week. Why are you there this week? I don't understand that. She's there with her best friend Indy Hartwell. Basically this match was 2.5 minutes, and Xia knocked Indy the fuck out after a spine buster, that spinning cyclone kick of hers. And basically the refs get the ref stoppage again. Sorry, I had to put on NXT. We get all that, and that's it. Xia Li wins again. Match gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, we got the man, Becky Lynch, who Xia kind of kicked out last week. She comes in for the save, and then she gets on the mic and says, we'll do this on my time. Oh, about time, right? And she's like, I'm looking for a fight, but Xia leaves the ring from a threat of the manhandle slam, and then Becky tells her, you have 7 days to run because our match is now official for next week. So we had to go through like a big hula hoop, like a big roundabout thing. Xaya's like, no, I want title match. And Becky's like, okay, no, we do it on my time. And then Becky loses the belt. Lyra gets the belt. And then she's like, me want title match. Lyra's like, okay. Okay, we're gonna do it at freaking Deadline. I'm surprised Xaya's like, no, we do it on my time. And now Xia is gonna have to take on Becky. And it's not gonna be on your time now, Xia. It's gonna be on Becky's time. And we'll see what happens with that. Should be a good match next week on the program. And we move on with that. Alright, then we go to the back where we have Walter coming up to The Miz and says, it's time for your beating. So Miz tells him to watch my match with Ivar to see what you can do. And then at the Survivor Series, you're gonna learn the difference between longest reigning and greatest of all time. So Walter says, good luck for now, but it won't be anything like the beating I'm gonna give you at the Survivor Series. Oh boy. Miz, I pray for your mighty soul, because you're gonna get chopped out of your gourd. And that's pretty much it. Alright, NXT is starting with a little video about Chase U, and the allegations are under investigation with Mr. Chase. I still think it's a picture of him and somebody kissing and stuff. And now, so we got that. Now we go to a video from early in the day where Chase U arrives to the building. And then we see JC Jane with her hoodies, like, I didn't do anything. And then basically Mr. Chase is fully cooperating with the investigation. And they're fully prepared to take on, defend the belts against Tony D and Stax. Speaking of my cousin is coming out right now with Stax. So La Familia come out. Hey, the Don of NXT, the Don of my family. Hey, cousin, my paisan, looking great. Get you a pizza for $2. So we got that. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they get the belts back for the second time. And we'll see. We'll see. But what was in that envelope? We got that. Alright, back to Raw we go. So we'll see what happens with Walter and The Miz at Survivor Series. Like I said, I think Miz is going to get his soul is going to leave his body. He's going to be dust, basically, after that. So I gave that segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we get a look back at Zoe Stark winning a Battle Royal. I forgot about that Battle Royal last week she won. Becoming the #1 contender to Rhea Ripley's title. So then we see Shayna Baszler in the women's locker room praising Zoe, as does Raquel Rodriguez. But then Nia Jax comes in, starts mocking all of them, and then Raquel Rodriguez says, hey, how about we have a fight next week? See who's the strongest of the women's roster. So Nia's like, okay. So next week, Nia Jax and Raquel Rodriguez. Big, beefy women slapping meat in that ring, I guess. Whatever you want to say. Alright, so I get that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Then we go to Ivar and The Miz with Sarah Logan, Valhalla at ringside. Pretty interesting match. Bronson Reed comes out to sit down, watch the match. As we go to break. And we come back. They go back and forth. Miz misses the Bronco Buster in the corner. Actually, no, Ivar misses the Bronco Buster. And then Miz hits the, yes! Kicks of Doom. But Ivar counters a skull-crushing finale into the world's strongest slam for a near fall. He was using that move. I think Mark Henry, I might have to say something to some people. Anyway, so Ivar goes up top, loads up that big-time moonsault of his that's won him some matches. But Bronson Reed offers a distraction, which allows Miz to grab a fruit roll-up with the feet on the ropes. The referee did not see it. And he gets the pin in Make-A-Wish, Miz, 11-11. You know, 11-11, you have to make a wish. 111, 555, 444, 333, 222, 1010, 1212. You know, it's a myth, but if you have your clock next to you and you just look at your clock and it says 11:11, make a wish. It's a myth, but do it anyway. And by the way, that's also a In This Moment song from Blood, 11:11. Good song, by the way. I think it's an instrumental, but it is what it is. Alright, so Miz gets the win over Ivar. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Bronson destroys Ivar as he goes up top, hits the Tsunami! Lays him out. That's it. So next week we got Bronson Reed and Ivar on Monday Night Raw. Should be interesting. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, then we get another video on War Games. Like we need more videos about War Games. So we get that. Then I mentioned JD McStupido getting a Judgment Day jacket from Damian Priest because he took one for the team. And then Fiend Balor comes in and is like, hey, what's going on, guys? You know, like Zach Wilder. What's going on, guys? Zach Wilder. You know. So Finn comes in, tells JD to find Dominic Mysterio and get the fuck out of here. Per Adam Pearce's orders for the main event. So we got that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. We got that. The Brawling Brutes, Reach Holland, and Butch will take on the Boricua Gangsters later tonight on NXT. So we got that. Alright, then we go to the back. We have Walter praising Fabian Aichner for getting the win for, you know, his buddy Ludwig Kaiser. Making sure to ignore Marcel out there on the process. And then Indus Shear comes out, you know, Veer came, and then he went. You know, Sangha is there, and then Jinder My Balls, they all pop in, and basically tell Marcel Barthel to pick his next move wisely. Is he gonna join up with Indus Shear? That makes no fucking sense. The dude is German, he's gonna join an Indian team? What? What? That makes no sense at all. But yeah, we got the bi-weekly or whatever weekly appearance from Jinder My Balls and Sangha, and then Veer just came and went. Left the trail on the floor and left. Probably won't see them for another month. Don't care. I don't care. And that's it. We move on. Alright, then we go further in the back. We have Otis all upset after losing to Shinsuke Nakamura. But then we see the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus. They come in and say, maybe you need a new training program, a new method, new training program. And then Chad Gable, oh, thank you, is not impressed with that. Not impressive. Not impressed with that. But then the Creed say, hey, we want the tag team belts. And then the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston! They come in. Tozawa has one of those NFL title belts with the Washington Commanders. Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree. They chat. Possible tag team forming. We'll see. And then Akira's like, all I want to do is do the New Day dance. And he's like, to the Cabbage Patch with the belt. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? And everyone's like, oh, that's great! Well, that's great! And I'm thinking, who booked this shit? What was that? What the fuck was that? As far as I'm concerned, that was a fake horseman. They took a dump in the ring and left that. As Black Machismo, Jay Lethal would say. Oh, sorry. Ric Flair, Jay Lethal would say. Woo! They took a dump in the ring and left that. What it was. So I gave that segment 1 out of 5 stars, so I thought it was ridiculously dumb. And we move on. Alright, after that, we get a rundown of what's to come on next week's Raw. Becky Lynch and Xia Li, Raquel Rodriguez and Nia Jax, Ivar versus Bronson Reed in a big beefy men slapping meat match, and much more on the Go Home edition of Monday Night Raw this coming Monday night, right before Thanksgiving. So that's the November the 20th edition of Monday Night Raw. So we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, then we go to your main event of the evening for the Undisputed Tag Team titles. Excuse me. We have Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso taking on the law firm of Finn and Priest for the tag team belts. Nobody at ringside because they got banned from the arena. Or so we thought. Pretty much was a pretty decent match. Back and forth they went. This match lasted almost the entire time limit. Under 23 minutes. Like I said, they go back and forth. Cody comes back in with some back and forth tags. And then Jay comes in for some odd reason. I don't know why. There might have been a mix-up there. Jay goes up top and hits the Superfly Splash on Poppy Priest for a near fall. But then Priesty comes back with South to Heaven. Slayer! Fucking Slayer! That goes for it. It gets broken up. Cody gives Priest the Crossroads. And then Jay hits the spear on Finn Balor. And then they hit the Cody 1D, or the Cody Cutter into the one, I don't know what it was. That finisher that won the belts at Payback. But then they lost them like a week later. That connects. About to win the belts, but Poppy Priest comes in after Cody. I don't know what Cody was thinking. He went to take care of Finn on the other side, and Poppy Priest came from the other way, and he broke up the pin. I think Cody should have figured that out. But anyway, Jay gets up and dives onto Poppy Priest on the outside. And then he goes around the ring, and then Drew McIntyre is out there. I'm like, oh, I think he's going to turn heel. And what does he do? He turns heel. The heinous act hits Jey Uso with a Claymore kick, knocking him out. Then he throws him, knocking him out, throws him back in the ring. And then Finn Balor just basically picks up the pieces. 1, 2, 3, in under 23 minutes. The law firm of Finn and Priest retain the Undisputed Tag Team belts. Match, I thought was pretty good. 3.25 out of 5 stars. So we get that, and then Drew goes up the ramp where Mommy Rhea Ripley comes out, and then she looks at Drew looks at her, and then they shake hands, and basically on Twitter, Drew McIntyre says, Daddy's home, and then Rhea Ripley's like, hey. But, Mommy, don't you know your daddy is Buddy Murphy? Buddy Murphy. Then we get that. Something just happened on NXT. Like, I think some of the students just left. They're leaving. Someone's staying, and I think one of the students just packed up his thing and left. So that's something to look at. And that's it. Alright, so that ends the show. So Drew McIntyre is now the 5th member of Team Judgment Day. So I guess we're going to see what happens next week with Cody Rhodes and who his 5th partner is going to be. And I think we all know it's going to be Randy Orton. And I think Team Cody will win at Survivor Series. I think JD McStupido will take the pin, and then Or it might be Priest. I doubt it, though, but I think JD McStupido will take the pin and then eventually get kicked back out of Judgment Day. Because I doubt it's going to be Priest. I doubt it, but I mean, we'll have to see what happens after Survivor Series on the November 27th edition of Raw. And that's pretty much it. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. I gave Raw 6.25 out of 10 stars. Wasn't a great show, so we'll see what happens this coming Monday night on the show. We got NXT so far going on right now. Mr. Chase comes in off the hot tag, beating up Tony D and Stacks. See what happens with that and what the investigation leads to. If we do find out tonight, well, we'll see. We got some other good matches on the shows, so I'm gonna go watch the rest of NXT. We got Supernova sessions with the Alpha Academy. That should be interesting. Ow, that hurt. Like an exploder suplex right on Stacks on the Tony D, who was slumped in the corner, and now he gets dumped. He's out of the match. He's on the floor right now. Mr. Chase hits a high cross body on Stacks for the almost got the win. So we got that. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, 6.25 out of 10 stars for Monday Night Raw. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments section of the video. Don't forget to like the video, stick the thumb straight up everybody's ass. Subscribe to my channels. Leave a comment, like I said, if you wish. Follow me on social media. And share the video all over the internet. Most importantly, hit that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Or any future videos. And that's pretty much it. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Peter Gilmore signing off. Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out. Rock on and rock hard with your fucking cocoot. And if you're not down with that, well, that's just too fucking bad, bitches. Because me and a whole ton of people, we all got 3 motherfucking words for you bitches out there. And that is, fuck you, man. That's it. Remember it. And that's all I gotta say for that. Alright, guys. I'll see you guys later on tonight over on the Peter Joseph channel for NXT. And then that'll be it for your Tuesday night delight. On your Taco Tuesday. On your True for Tuesday. On your Taco Tuesday. Whatever it is. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I'm out. Peace! Bitches!